digital society, and human behavior. Are you sure you make your own decisions on the internet? That your likes, clicks, and even your thoughts are truly yours? Now imagine that someone can predict what you'll click next, even before you realize it yourself. And the most interesting part, that someone does it every single day. The internet feels like a space of freedom. We scroll through feeds, watch videos, choose what to read and what to ignore. But behind this illusion of control lies something much more complex. A system that makes our behavior surprisingly predictable. Let's break down why this happens. First, there are algorithms. Every time you open a social network or video platform, you're not seeing a random set of content. You're seeing what the system thinks you'll like. Algorithms analyze everything. How long you watch a video, where your attention pauses, what you like, what you skip. Even a brief pause for a couple of seconds is a signal. Over time, the system begins to understand you better than you understand yourself. It knows whether you prefer short content or long deep dives. It knows which topics trigger your emotions. And in the end, it starts shaping your feed in a way that keeps you engaged for as long as possible. And this is where it gets really interesting. You think you choose content, but in reality, content chooses you. The second factor is dopamine. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure. Every like, every new post, every notification is a small dopamine hit. It's a reward, and the more often we receive it, the stronger the habit becomes. You open an app just for a minute, and suddenly an hour has passed. Why? Because your brain has already learned. There's a reward waiting for you inside, and you keep coming back again and again. The third factor is behavioral patterns. Humans, surprisingly, are very predictable. We love habits. We repeat what has worked before. If you once watched a video to the end, there's a high chance you'll do it again. If you clicked on a catchy headline, you'll likely click on similar ones. And algorithms know this perfectly. They don't just adapt to you, they reinforce your habits. The fourth factor is social influence. You don't exist in a vacuum. You see what others like, what's trending, what people are discussing, and that affects your decisions. If a video already has 1 million views, you're more likely to click on it. If a post has thousands of likes, it feels more valuable. This is called the bandwagon effect. And it makes user behavior even more predictable. The fifth factor is filter bubbles. Over time, you start seeing only content that matches your views. Algorithms filter out everything else. As a result, it feels like everyone thinks the same way I do. But that's not reality. It's a curated version of the internet. And inside this bubble, your behavior becomes even easier to predict, because the range of options gets smaller. The sixth factor is choice simplification. When you're shown a limited number of options, you make decisions faster. And when the system already knows what you like, it presents exactly those options. You think you have a choice, but in reality, it has already been partially made for you. The seventh factor is emotions. Content that triggers strong emotions, fear, anger, joy, spreads faster. And algorithms take that into account. If you tend to react more to provocative topics, you'll be shown more of that content. And over time, it becomes your norm. You start behaving predictably because your emotions become triggers. Now let's look at this from another angle. Why does this even matter? Because predictability is the foundation of control. The better a system understands how you behave, the easier it is to influence you. This isn't necessarily something evil or dangerous. Sometimes it's just about keeping your attention. But other times, it can be a tool to influence opinions, choices, and even your worldview. And that leads to the main question. Can you stop being predictable? Completely, no. We're human, not chaotic systems. But you can reduce your predictability, for example. Be intentional about what you watch. Don't click on everything. Step outside your feed from time to time. Verify information sources, pause, and ask yourself, why am I watching this right now? These are small steps, but they help you regain control. The internet won't disappear. Algorithms won't disappear. But you can change how you interact with them. And here's the interesting part. The moment you start acting consciously, you become less convenient for the system, less predictable, which means more free. Next time you open your feed, ask yourself a simple question. Am I choosing, or is it choosing for me? If this topic resonated with you, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps promote videos like this and shows that you're interested in understanding how the world around us really works. And write in the comments, have you ever noticed how the internet seems to predict your actions? We read everything. See you in the next video.